And good morning for our Belarus colleagues who has joined for this session. And we would like to wish good afternoon for Sri Lankan colleagues who has already joined. And actually, this is the session between National Chamber of Commerce of Sri Lanka and National Center for Marketing and Price Study of Belarus. And we welcome all of you for this very special session. Without taking much of your time, I would like to invite Mr. Nikolai Borisevich, Director General of National Center for Marketing and Price Study of Belarus, to give very brief welcome remarks for the event.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Thank you very much for having the floor. Let me start by welcoming you all, Mr. President, you and all those who attended, all the companies that are attending this event. We are the National Center for Marketing, which is the national authority to promote the foreign trade. I'm not going to talk much about us, because the colleague of mine, he will be making his presentation, and you will receive the full coverage of all the authorities we kindly provide to our customers and partners. But let me get across with a very simple message to all those who attended. That the Center of Marketing, National Center of Marketing, is considered to be a single entry point for all the foreign companies that are going to operate in Belarus. In other words, you don't need to find many others who will be providing the full services to you. So you can simply approach us and ask what kind of assistance you are looking for. And certainly from our side, we will do our best, and we will render any assistance possible to help you as much as we can. So, and let me also welcome the fact of signing the Memorandum of Understanding between two institutions. We don't want to have it as another document signed. We want to have this memorandum as the operational platform for further joint efforts that will be mutually beneficial for both business communities. This is what we're aiming at. And let me conclude by saying that it's always good to see once what is going on, rather than to hear for many times. But we will be more than happy to welcome the National Chamber of Sri-Lanka in Belarus, together with the business delegation. So we will make the business program. We will figure out the business program for all those coming, and we'll be more than happy to be of assistance. So this is very briefly to welcome everybody and to welcome you, Mr. President. But that will be we'll receive more pleasure to see you in Belarus one day, well, rather than on signing online our memorandum. But as a very first step, let's do it now. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nikolai Borisevich, Director General of National Center for Marketing and Price Study of Belarus. Now I would like to invite to add greetings from Sri Lanka. I would like to invite Mr. Dipal Nельсо, President of the National Chamber of Commerce of Sri Lanka.
Good afternoon and good morning to everyone. Keeping very short the whole thing, basically, the purpose is I'm just Nikolai Borisevich, Director General of National Center, and also Deputy Director General National Center, Russia. We welcome, and also from Sri Lankan delegates, also there about almost 10 delegates have joined there today. So First, let me thank you for taking all the efforts to sign this MOU and to go forward. So from my team, my CEO, Director General Bandula, and my Chief Coordinator, she also joined me for this event as officials. And also we have about 10 people have joined. So we will, the first thing is that we will have to sign our MOU today, the joint economic collaboration or partnership, trade and investment, a lot of things are there. I think, so that is the purpose of this meeting today. Let us see, we have only selected two sectors at the moment today, the agriculture and the automobile. There are a lot of things like tourism, industries, investments, and a lot of things we'll have to go one by one. And finally, we'll have to put some time frames also in the meeting, virtual meeting, then go for B2B meetings, and then go for physical meetings, and finally, to meet in both sides. So that is our the plan is going to be down the line. So thank you very much. Welcome all of you for today's event.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Nelson, President of the National Chamber of Commerce of Sri Lanka, for adding greetings for this session. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite two signatories of the MOU. That is Mr. Nikolai Borisevich and Mr. Dipal Nельсо to place their signatures on the proposed MOUs, and we can proceed with signing the MOUs now. So we
Congratulations, congratulations, dear colleagues. And let me also introduce on my right-hand side the gentleman who will be going to make his presentation, Mr. Rusak. He is Deputy Director General for International Cooperation. On my left-hand side, Irina Arjankova, who is Director for the Marketing Department. And on another gentleman who is present here is he recently joined us just yesterday. So, but he is the head of the international promotion of the foreign trade division. So all those colleagues who will be directly involved in our cooperation and in figuring out the roadmap of our cooperation, because as I said, and we don't want to have this document for the sake of signing. We want to have this document as an operational platform with as much content, practical content as possible. So let's leave this very significant task with our colleagues, and let's start step by step doing this kind of activities. Thank you very much, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your comments. And as the next item in the agenda, we would like to invite Mr. Mr. Prasad, Deputy Director General of National Center for Marketing and Case Study, for the presentation.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to you, dear guests. Once again, I'm Evgeny Rusak from the National Center for Marketing, and it is my real privilege and pleasure to be here today and to address you, representatives of business of Sri Lanka, the amazing piece of the world. Let me first thank the National Chamber of Commerce who invited us to talk to you today and to discuss opportunities for cooperation with my country, Belarus. And let me also thank personally Mr. Bandula for his efforts made who made this event possible. Say, well, our countries are located far apart in geographical terms, but I don't think it's a bad idea to ask ourselves, what do we know about each other and what should we know about each other? We know Sri Lanka as a country with stunning diverse nature, mild climate, and progressive tourism infrastructure, as well as developed agriculture and textile industry. And we will be happy to learn much more about Sri Lankan potential during our next events devoted to a country. But today we will be in the lookout for the answer to what you should know about Belarus, apart from the fact that we are a post-Soviet country located somewhere in Eastern Europe and a Hockey-loving nation. So to give you the answer, I will probably set aside 1 minute for geography. But when I say geography, I do not mean that I have to explain where in fact Belarus is. What I had in mind is that the geographic location which we have these days means a location between two huge power centers, Russia and the European Union. And for your understanding, we are not a small country. By European standards, we rank 13th or 14th by territory or population. But anyway, we are in the middle of things there. And sometimes it is far from being easy to live between these two huge power centers. That is why Belarus, as you may know, was a co-founder of the Eurasian Economic Union and a kind of champion of integration among the post-Soviet countries. We have always believed that at the backdrop of instability in the global economy and growing global competition, the key to a successful development is enhanced mutual trade, intensified industrial investment and innovation cooperation with integration partners. You can see the benefits that are provided to foreign businesses investing in Belarus as a member state of the Eurasian Union. The Eurasian Economic Union, yes, does have some similarities with the European Union, but at the same time, we are not even discussing single currency because our economies per se are so different and it's not feasible economically. There is no single visa regime, no citizenship of the Union. For us, this is an economic project. As an export-oriented country, Belarus needs access to foreign markets. The population of my country is a bit less than 10 million people today, and we cannot consume everything we produce. So over 50% of what produced in Belarus is exported. The Union provides additional benefits for our economy. There are no trade barriers between Belarus, Russia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, and Armenia. And just imagine when a Sri Lankan, Italian, or Brazilian corporation opens a manufacturing facility in Belarus, it gains direct access to the huge market of 180 million people and right from the doorstep of the European Union. So it's profitable for us and it's profitable for our partners. Ladies and gentlemen, Belarus has trade relations with more than 200 countries around the globe. The main trade partner of Belarus is obviously Russia. In 2022, it accounted over 60% of total turnover. Among main trade partners, we can also single out such countries as China, Turkey, India. The next slide shows the trade map of Belarus and Sri Lanka as of 2021. Having in mind that the total turnover amounted for a bit less than $40 million, I just wanted to emphasize that we still have a huge room for maneuver because the potential of cooperation between Belarus and Sri Lanka is yet to be discovered and implemented. Due to the geographic location and distance, it may seem that the opportunities for cooperation are limited, but there is not quite true. And I would like to focus your attention not on the limitations we have, but on the opportunities we have, and thus to introduce the Belarusian sectors in which we have excelled. Firstly, Belarus has a strong industrial base as a heritage of the Soviet Union. when my country has been called an assembly shop of the USSR. Today, we are among top world leaders in terms of production of heavy machinery. We produce mining trucks, tractors, harvesters, electrobuses, trolleys, etc. Just imagine our flagships are exported to more than 150 countries. Belarus is famous for its production of potash fertilizers. We rank among top 3 worldwide potash fertilizer producers. Petrochemical enterprises account about 20% of Belarusian industrial output. They make over 500 kinds of petrochemical and chemical products, which are exported to nearly 95 countries across the globe. About 2/3 of the output is exported once the domestic demand is satisfied. So our products enjoy a strong demand and sell well. Belarus is also famous for its production of high quality of agricultural products. Believe it or not, but we rank 5th position in the world as a world exporter of skimmed and powdered milk, the 4th position as a world exporter of cheese, and the 3rd position as the world exporter of butter. 41% of Belarus territory is agricultural land. Another 40% of territory of Belarus is covered with forests, so it's obvious that the woodworking industry is one of the most important sector of the Belarusian economy. One of our successes is IT sector. The major market for its products is North America and the European Union. Software for the websites like Expedia.com, Hotels.com has been produced in Belarus. Such applications like Viber or Maps.me were also developed in my country. I'm not sure whether we have a computer game lovers in the audience today, but World of Tanks is also a child of Belarusian developers. You can see that world-leading corporations are among major consumers of Belarusian software developed at the Belarusian High-Tech Park. I'm not going to spend much time speculating about the investment opportunities in Belarus. Just want to attract your attention that we have a number of options that are providing incredible incentives to the residents who do not pay income taxes, VATs, etc. And what is even more important, all this is absolutely legal. So if you need more information about investment climate, we will be happy to provide it to you. One more sphere to dive in is an education. There are almost 3,000 Sri Lankan students in Belarus today. Most of them are students of medical universities. These facts speak eloquently that Belarus has all the conditions to provide high quality and inexpensive higher education. I am sure that the Honorable Council of Sri-Lanka in Belarus, who is participating in our event today, will be happy to advise you on this topic. And now very briefly about the National Center for Marketing, which I represent, and how we can facilitate B2B and how we can be useful for you. The National Center for Marketing is a daughter company of the Foreign Ministry of Belarus, and we act as a classic agency supporting foreign trade. What I mean when I say promotion of foreign trade, I mean that we provide full spectrum of services aimed at opening new markets for Belarusian entities and act as a business navigator in Belarus for foreign companies. In terms of facilitation of business contacts, we arrange huge number of events starting from organization of business forum, regional seminars, and ending with an arrangement of business program for specific foreign company coming to Belarus to discover its potential. Another area of responsibility of Center is procurement. We are the owners and the operators of the largest e-platforms conducting tenders in Belarus. As a National Center for Marketing, of course, we provide full spectrum of services related to export marketing. As you can see, we implemented over 650 marketing projects for the last 2 years, and I would say much more to come. As was mentioned by me, we cover both Belarus and other countries. So if you have an intention to learn whether your product is competitive for Belarus, or whether we have a niche in our market on your main competitors in Belarus, you are very much welcome to apply for such services that can be provided by the marketing department of our center. The contacts will be provided on the last slide. I would also like to draw your attention to one platform named expert.by, which serves as an e-display of Belarusian goods, services, and technologies. You are welcome to use it absolutely free and to discover the potential of experts of Belarus, as well as to use the analytical materials about regulations of foreign economic activities of Belarus, which has been prepared by us for you. You can see that the level of awareness of Sri Lankan businessmen about the platform is quite modest. Therefore, I urge everyone to actively use it. You can register absolutely free of charge. You can learn the material that has been posted there, and finally to find a partner in Belarus. So you are very much free and welcome to consider the National Center for Marketing as your reliable partner. I would say that we are very much down to earth. We are well aware that a successful business is always a two-way traffic. In other words, should you have any specific interests about Belarus, you are very much welcome to address your question to us, and we will be happy to assist you with your business endeavors. With this, I finish my presentation, and I'll be happy to take your questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Asad, for the nice, informative presentation. We actually noted your market opportunities are there for tea, rubber, agriculture, agri-foods, automobile, education, petromobile, and the IT industry as well. And we would like to explore the possibilities of doing business with Belarus on the identified presentation lines that you have already presented. At this moment, I would like to invite if any of the Sri Lankan companies are having any questions to be raised at this point from our colleagues in Belarus.
I would like to take this opportunity. I'm Mr. Chamika De Silva from CW Mackey PLC. Would like to speak to the colleagues in Belarus who made the presentation to find out for importation of food or ready-to-eat food-related products to Belarus, what would be the contact point, or what would be the platform that I should follow in making contact with the potential buyers or supermarkets or whatever establishments that I can work with. If you could kindly assist me on that.
Yeah. If you can answer.
I'm sorry, could you please repeat, because the quality of sound was quite low. Could you please repeat your question if possible?
Sure. I would like to know, I'm from a company in Sri Lanka that is representing a range of products that are food related, like ready to eat, as well as in bulk, in spices. I would like to know, in order to import or to the country of Belarus, what would be the body or the format or the contact point that I should communicate with initially to get the platform organized for importation of food-related products to Belarus?
Well, yeah, sure. We can answer this question. So the contact details was mentioned on the last slide. If it's necessary, we can show it once again. So the best way to start your way of import to Belarus is to have a marketing research, whether your product which you are going to export is competitive on the Belarusian market. So the best way is to address a question to the marketing department. There is an email mentioned on the slide as well as the phone number. Yeah, as was mentioned as well by Director General, His Excellency Borisievich, we serve as a single entry point to the country. So working with us, you're really in good hands because we can provide a full spectrum of services necessary for starting exporting your products to Belarus.
I have actually a very strong interest with the country of Belarus. My daughter will be coming over there in the month of August for her higher studies in medicine. So I'm very keen to work with your country, and I have done extensive research about your country, education and whatnot. And I feel that it's one of the best countries in the world to do trade with, as well as the expertise that you possess. So I'm very keen to work with you in the very near future. So thank you very much for sharing the contact details.
So you are more than welcome, but at the same time, we need more detailed information regarding your intentions and regarding your plans, the products which are going to bring to Belarusian market. And please contact the marketing departments, and we will be in constant contact with you.
Will do. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Hi, this is Senator from Farm Chemi. We are animal feed additives manufacturer and export in Sri Lanka. Just out of interest, I would like to pose a question to the Belarusian partners. What is like the port of destination? Because you used to use Ukrainian ports for sea freight, right? Now, what is the alternative ports for shipping and all that to Belarus? Just out of curiosity.
So as for the product destination, it depends on products which are going to export. There are several options. So you can use the ports, for example, located in Turkey, and then to bring your goods to Belarus by trucks. You also can use the ports located in the Russian Federation, like St. Petersburg or Novorossiysk and Murmansk. There are also a logistic way which is going through Azerbaijan or Iran. This is probably the main logistical ways to bring your goods to Belarus.
Okay, thank you. That clears it up. Thank you very much.
Is the port of Clypedia an option for us to consider for LCL cargo?
It depends. I believe it depends on the products which are going to bring.
Say if it's food related.
It's food related. Yeah, we have to clear this out because I am afraid to provide you with the false information. Yeah, the general provisional information was provided, and any so specific question is subject to consideration, and we will be happy to provide you with the answers if you will send your individually, if you will send your questions by emails or in the chat box.
Yes, what we will do is National Chamber we'll collect this information from our companies and then we'll share it with Belarus colleagues.
Yeah, thank you so much, Bandula. And what we will do right after this session, we will send you the business guide for doing business in Belarus, which will contain information regarding the tax regime, regarding the specific questions related to the foreign economic activities in Belarus. So I believe it will be very much useful for the participants.
Yeah. Our Sri Lankan colleagues, do we have any other questions to raise? Yeah, I can see a question on the chat box. I think the question was, what are the main airlines flying into Belarus?
Well, the best ways for you to fly to Belarus will be provided starting from August, because we have a direct flight from Minsk to New Delhi. I believe that will be the easiest way.
Okay.
Is there any air freight options that are being given through Fly Dubai or Turkish, any one of the airlines that used to serve?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yes, both options are possible. Fly Dubai and Turkish Airlines flying to Istanbul, and after that using the Belarusian national airlines.
I think it is the time for the other Sri Lankan companies to express their concerns over business, interest in doing business with Belarus. It is the time for Sri Lankan companies who did not speak at this moment. This is the time for you to speak very briefly.
I did not get a question. What kind of concerns do you mean?
Yeah, Mr. Asak, but I was requesting Sri Lankan companies on this side to speak up with their business concern. If they have, if any business interest is there in Belarus.
I have one question. Is there a foreign currency that Belarus is using for trade? Do you handle in US dollars, or is it euro, or is there any other currency that we need to be aware of?
Yeah, any currency which is possible in Belarus for making transactions.
Yes.
Did you get the question?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Right. If you do not have any other questions, my Belarus colleagues, we would like to, we have already shared the profiles of the companies who are interested in doing business with Belarus. So we would like to see from your side the potential business companies who would like to engage with these business companies. So let's see as the next step how best we could do a matchmaking for Sri Lankan companies to meet up with Belarus counterparts.
Yes, we will be happy to see the presentations made by your companies, and then to continue our communication on the individual basis, and to find the Belarusian partners for them here in Minsk.
Also, Mr. Razak, I saw you in your presentation that you have indicated about 60 odd companies are willing to work in Sri Lanka.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you can share those information also, we can do a matchmaking for those companies. Is it?
Exactly.
Yeah, sure. It's absolutely possible.
Have they visited Sri Lanka or they are just only seeing the information at the moment?
They are located here in Belarus, but they mentioned that they are interested in entering Sri Lankan market, and they provided their information about the products, and that information was posted on our platform export.by. So we will choose that companies indicated their interest and share contact information with you.
Right. Thank you. So what will be the next step?
Yes, actually, we will see the potential company list from Belarus also. And at the same time, we will start canvassing from this end. If we have more companies interested in doing business with Belarus, we will share that information with our Belarus colleagues. And we would like to actually schedule a session as early as possible with the blessings from these two organizations to see how best we could do a matchmaking, a B2B online event to meet Sri Lankan and Belarus colleagues.
While all your proposals are accepted, what we would like to propose in turn, we have mentioned we have provided you with the information about the economic potential of Belarus in general. What can be more useful, I believe, is to continue with the arranging of sectoral seminars, for example, devoted to agricultural sector or industrial sector, and to collect the audience both from Belarusian and Sri Lankan side to make the presentations, and after that to provide the opportunity to the companies to hold B2B negotiations online in separate e-rooms, let's say, to have the first contact and to have the first negotiation. What do you think about that?
It's a very good suggestion. We would like to be aligned to a suggestion, actually. That's a very good suggestion.
Great. Then to move forward, we will be happy to hear the presentations of the Sri Lankan companies that are presenting with us today, and after that to start looking for the Belarusian partners for them.
Yes, we will very quickly schedule this session and then get the presentations from Sri Lankan companies.
Also, if you can broaden the areas like now agriculture, industries, and then tourism from Sri Lanka side, and also I saw the automobile industries. The electric buses and all that will be really interested for Sri Lanka. Will be promoting on everywhere. I think globally everybody is promoting electric vehicles now. So that is also another area that we should see.
Yeah. Are there other concerns to be discussed, our Belarus colleagues?
Well, yes, let's be then more specific. We are looking forward to receive the information from you regarding the specific Sri Lankan companies who are interested in cooperation with Belarus. Once we receive that specific information, we will start looking for the Belarusian audience. As for example, electronic buses, which was mentioned by you, we need the specific information regarding the demand from your side and technical details of the transportation which is in demand by the Sri Lankan side, because we have a really big producer of trolley buses and electro buses in Belarus. We're in constant contact with them, and we will be happy to facilitate your direct communication. So please, once you have the information regarding the specific interest of Sri Lankan companies, forward it to us, and we'll start working on facilitation of direct business contact.
We accept your suggestion. That's a very good way of moving forward. Yes.
Yeah, great. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much for your valuable time. And from the National Chamber of Commerce, we greatly appreciate your involvement in signing the MOU, and we would like to thank Mr. Nikolai Borisevich, Director General of National Center for Marketing and Price Study of Belarus, and all our colleagues, companies who are interested in this business forum, who joined from Sri Lanka. And I would like to request my president, Mr. Dipal Nельсо, to add his greetings for this last moment. Yes.
Yes. Thank you very much for your time and your commitment. We will take forward these sessions and see how best we could benefit both sides, both countries together. Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you, Mr. President. And it was our great pleasure also to meet with you, to get acquainted, to sign the memorandum. But again, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's start doing the things together. And I think that today we made the first step. So we introduced ourselves. At least we know each other, and at least we know how to approach each other with what kind of competencies are available from both sides. Again, so don't be so shy. If you have any question or any request from your business community, just get back to us. So we will promptly process all the inquiries you might have, and we will give you a prompt reply, a prompt feedback. So, and then it's up to you to how to go further, how to proceed. So anyway, this is like, as I said, like a single entry point for business people from both sides. If it's beyond our competence, we will certainly redirect your business people to other institutions that have full or enough competences to be as much helpful as possible in a particular case. And again, so probably it might be reasonable to think of having some specific, more sectorial events, as we call them, and to bring more people in one place from both sides with their specific interests and competences, like agriculture, because well, to our best knowledge, you have much to offer to Belarus. At the same time, we also produce a lot of stuff which is in great demand in your parts of the world and in Sri Lanka in particular, because thanks to the efforts of your ambassador, we've been doing a lot of activities together with Sri Lankan companies during the last months. And again, we see a lot of opportunities instead of geographical distances that my colleague mentioned in his presentation. But geography, it means something, but it's not the case from my point of view. We can do step by step identify the areas of mutual interest. Thank you very much again. It was great pleasure to sign, to get acquainted. And also let me also address the companies who attended. Thank you very much, first of all, for your attendance. And again, don't be so shy. You might have probably you know who we are now, and you can circulate the information about the center to your colleagues. Potentially, if any other questions appear, so get back to us, and we will do our marketing researches. We will process your inquiries, and we will do it in the best way possible. Thank you very much again, and gentlemen, have a nice day.
Nice day for you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.